Hi everybody! In this video we are going to look at European Union natural gas supply. What will take to substitute Russian and Middle East countries' natural gas supplies? Can Europe do it? I think they can. Let me show you the volumes and countries of origin on data from Bruegel. In 2019, Europe imported 399,280 million cubic meters of natural gas. Over the years, demand for natural gas has decreased by 17% in production of electric energy. That resulted in decreased imports of natural gas by 2025 to 313,581 million cubic meters. In 2019, share of Russian natural gas in EU imports was 51%, Norway 23%, United States 4%, Algeria 8%, United Kingdom 2%, Libya 1%, and others 11%, including Middle Eastern countries. In 2025, shares of imported natural gas looks extremely different. Russian natural gas only 12%, Norway 31%, United States 26%, Algeria 12%, United Kingdom 4%, Azerbaijan 4%, Libya 1%, and others 9%. That is 81% decrease in volume imports from Russia. So, I think that Europe can easily solve the rest of the imports from Russia and Middle East because they make only 12 to 11% of imports in 2025. Europe can increase imports from Australia and US LNG. What do you think? Write it in comments. I would like to hear what you think. And before you do, let me tell you another 3 little facts. First, Europe is increasing use of renewable energy in their green transformation program, and they are standing at 45% share of renewable energy in electricity production, according to data from Amber. Second, Europe is financing crude oil and natural gas production and transport from Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and all the countries in Euro-Asian part of the world. Third, in 2019, pipeline natural gas imported was at 78% and LNG was at 22%. This share dramatically shifted until 2025 to 54% of pipeline gas and 46% of LNG gas, almost half and half. Let's dive into data trend from 2019 to 2025. In 2019, share of Russian natural gas in EU imports was 51%, Norway 23%, US 4%, Algeria 8%, UK 2%, Azerbaijan 0%, Libya 1%, and other 11%. In 2020, share of Russian natural gas in EU import was 46%, Norway 25%, US 5%, Algeria 9%, UK 3%, Azerbaijan 0%, Libya 1%, and other 10%. In 2021, share of Russian natural gas in EU imports was 43%, Norway 24%, US 6%, Algeria 13%, UK 2%, Azerbaijan 2%, Libya 1%, and others 9%. In 2022, share of Russian natural gas in EU imports was 23%, Norway 27%, US 15%, Algeria 11%, UK 7%, Azerbaijan 3%, Libya 1%, and other 2%. In 2023, share of Russian natural gas in EU imports was only 14%, Norway 29%, US 20%, Algeria 14%, UK 6%, Azerbaijan 4%, Libya 1%, and other 14%. In 2024, share of Russian natural gas in EU imports was 18%, Norway 43%, US 17%, Algeria 14%, UK 4%, Azerbaijan 4%, Libya less than 1%, and other 14%. In 2025, share of imported natural gas looks extremely different. Russian natural gas only 12%, Norway 31%, US 26%, Algeria 12%, UK 4%, Azerbaijan 4%, Libya less than 1%, and other 9%. The actual imported volumes look like this. In 2019, EU imported 399,280 million cubic meters, 202,861 million cubic meters of natural gas from Russia, 91,745 million cubic meters from Norway, 0 from Azerbaijan, 41,527 million cubic meters from Algeria, 9,526 million cubic meters from UK, 43,604 million cubic meters from other countries, 14,166 million cubic meters from US, and 5,852 million cubic meters from Libya. In 2022, EU imported 352,788 million cubic meters, 162,443 million cubic meters of natural gas from Russia, 89,480 million cubic meters from Norway, 12 million cubic meters from Azerbaijan, 30,207 million cubic meters from Algeria, 11,245 million cubic meters from UK, 46,349 million cubic meters from other countries, 18,374 million cubic meters from US, and 4,578 million cubic meters from Libya. In 2021, EU imported 361,345 million cubic meters, 157,088 million cubic meters of natural gas from Russia, 86,359 million cubic meters from Norway, 8,785 million cubic meters from Azerbaijan, 45,258 million cubic meters from Algeria, 8,450 million cubic meters from UK, 41,142 million cubic meters from other countries, 20,957 million cubic meters from US, and 3,316 million cubic meters from Libya. In 2022, EU imported 362,422 million cubic meters, 83,465 million cubic meters of natural gas from Russia, 97,524 million cubic meters from Norway, 12,256 million cubic meters from Azerbaijan, 41,043 million cubic meters from Algeria, 26,212 million cubic meters from UK, 44,412 million cubic meters from other countries, 53,831 million cubic meters from US, and 2,688 million cubic meters from Libya. In 2023, EU imported 325,798 million cubic meters, 46,307 million cubic meters of natural gas from Russia, 95,844 million cubic meters from Norway, 12,389 million cubic meters from Azerbaijan, 43,235 million cubic meters from Algeria, 18,039 million cubic meters from UK, 40,925 million cubic meters from other countries, 66,469 million cubic meters from US, and 2,590 million cubic meters from Libya. In 2024, EU imported 297,903 million cubic meters, 54,480 million cubic meters of natural gas from Russia, 99,052 million cubic meters from Norway, 12,664 million cubic meters from Azerbaijan, 41,312 million cubic meters from Algeria, 12,739 million cubic meters from UK, 24,843 million cubic meters from other countries, 51,383 million cubic meters from US, and 1,440 million cubic meters from Libya. Libya is shrinking. In 2025, EU imported 313,581 million cubic meters of natural gas, 37,992 million cubic meters of natural gas from Russia, 97,109 from Norway, 12,341 million cubic meters from Azerbaijan, 38,605 million cubic meters from Algeria, 14,089 million cubic meters from UK, 29,525 million cubic meters from other countries, 82,938 million cubic meters from US, and 981 million cubic meters from Libya. In Libya, it shrinked even more. While you watch my another graph showing import shares of natural gas, I will add Libya into the discussion. I think that there can also be a solution with Libya. The country is currently exporting a small volume of natural gas via the Green Stream pipeline, but they are trying to find foreign investors in sector. That investment will depend on political situation in country, control of various political fractions in country, and stability of production process, which have been disturbed in the past because of political situation. Let's keep our fingers crossed for Europe.